Libitor, we should consider ourselves very lucky as we are only expected some showers today. Millions in Florida are bracing for what will be the impact of a Category 4 hurricane. We'll get to the latest on Idalia from Florida in just a bit, but first, meteorologist Hannah Evans joining us now from the Weather Center. And Hannah, our day is already kind of rainy. I can hear it out there right now.
Yes, we are seeing heavier rain this morning. It will be on and off throughout today again, and then it'll continue to lighten up before we finally dry out tonight completely.
And I think there's a lunk alarm right there.
Yes,
you got that big old thing.
Yeah, drinking a lot of water on the morning.
Yeah.
So, but let's take a look now at the York Full Battery, Storm Tracker 2, Doppler radar. Heavier bands moving through. We see a heavier band moving into Otsego County right now, along with Herkimer County up towards the Old Forge area. And just south of it, we will see this move through this morning with a cold front. It's going to be cooler and breezy today. The humidity will drop, and we'll just be seeing scattered showers. So our temperatures are in the 60s now. Our high temperature today is just going to be near 60s, so we're not going to rise too much from this. 66 degrees in Whitesboro and Little Falls, 64 degrees in Cooperstown. Pretty humid this morning, but this will continue to decrease throughout the day as the cold front moves through. 63 degrees for that dew point. Today will be cooler, breezy. We will be seeing cloudy skies and scattered showers. The sunshine finally returns tomorrow, and it does get really hot and humid next week, so definitely don't put away the air conditioner. As for today, though, cooler, breezy, scattered showers, highs just in the low 70s. I will talk a little bit more about Hurricane Idalia and Labor Day weekend forecast coming up, Gary.
Anna, thanks, and let's get right to it now. A life-threatening situation. That is what Hurricane Idalia is being called at this hour, all along the Gulf Coast of Florida. Now, this is a look at some early damage from some of the outer bands overnight. Now, Idalia continues to gain strength, now just a few hours from a likely landfall along the Big Bend region of Florida's Gulf Coast. Residents have finished their preparations and must now be evacuated as this dangerous storm threatens to cause catastrophic damage. NBC's Jay Gray has the latest this morning from Gainesville.
Good morning from Gainesville, and getting a bit of a break right now. We've seen the rain coming through at times hard with the waves of the outer bands of this storm that have hit, but we know that the storm's on the way and that that's going to intensify dramatically. What do we expect to see here? Hurricane force winds, even though we're a bit inland, and that driving rain that's going to lead to flooding in several low-lying areas. Along the coast with this storm, Idalia, we're going to see a wall of water. Right now, the forecast 12 to 16 foot surge at the point where this storm makes landfall. So that's going to be catastrophic, according to the National Hurricane Center. Inland, you're going to see that trees are going to get knocked over, power lines are going to be pulled down. This is going to be quite a mess as this storm makes its way through. 5,500 National Guard troops have already been deployed. They're waiting to come in after the storm passes, help those in some of the most severely hit areas. You've also got all of the power teams that are outside of the strike zone, but poised and ready to move in as well. This just the beginning of what's going to be a very long day across Florida. This is a massive storm, and it's going to cause major problems and then continue to push up and along the eastern seaboard. That's the situation right now here in Gainesville. I'm Jay Gray. Back to you.
Jay, thanks, and of course stay with us throughout the day for updates from Florida on what is expected to be a Category 4 landfall later this morning. Locally now, a tractor trailer was hit by a train on the Hudson near Saratoga on Tuesday. The driver of the...
Welcome back. We are seeing a few showers this morning, and we will dry out from that heavy rain with scattered showers continuing today. Lots of dry periods and a few breaks in the clouds for some sunshine, but it's going to be cooler and breezy. Today is our last day of unsettled weather. We see sunny skies come in tomorrow through into Tuesday next week. It looks like so far on our 7-day, all those days we are going to be seeing sunshine. We'll really warm up as well. Our 6 to 10-day temperature outlook looks like we will remain above average heading into Labor Day, and then Tuesday upper 80s and humidity, so it is actually going to get pretty hot, so you definitely still want your air conditioner out for that. Now heading to Florida's weather, here's a look at Hurricane Idalia. It is now strengthened into a Category 4 hurricane at 130 miles per hour sustained winds. It looks to hit the Gulf of Florida here this morning, and then it will continue to move up the coast. A Category 2 hurricane into Georgia and a tropical storm heading into South Carolina before it goes off into the east. Gary.
Anna, we'll be keeping our eye on that all day.
Yes, for sure.
Anna, thanks. The time right now is 5:15. Still ahead on Sunrise.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. We are seeing heavier rain moving through this morning. Today is our last day of unsettled weather before some sunshine returns. So let's take a look now at downtown Utica. Roads are wet this morning. Be careful for slippery conditions and ponding on the roadways. We are seeing a heavier band move through now, and then this will turn into just scattered showers for the afternoon. Our temperatures are in the 60s, so it's warm and humid outside this morning. We have 67 degrees in Utica, 65 degrees in Whitesboro and Westmoreland. And if we look to the south, we have 66 degrees in Cooperstown with that dew point at 63 degrees. So warm and humid here this morning, but there is a cold front moving through that will keep our temperature low today. We will just reach near 70 degrees, and our dew point will continue to drop for less humid conditions later. Here's a look at our Yorkville Battery, Storm Tracker 2, Doppler radar. This heavier band moving through at this point, heading towards Old Forge, northern Herkimer County area, along with the Otsego County area. But after this, we'll dry out for a little bit. We then continue to see scattered showers develop for the rest of the afternoon. We'll dry out this evening. This is due to this cold front moving through that will keep us cool for tonight. We'll drop into the upper 40s tonight, and then tomorrow we'll just reach near 70, but the sunshine finally returns tomorrow. Now heading back towards Florida, here is Hurricane Idalia looking to make landfall anywhere between 7, I would say, to 9 a.m. this morning. It is a Category 4 at this point as well, and it's going to make landfall right here in the Gulf of Florida between the peninsula and the Panhandle. Here's our tropical tracker. We are at Category 4 hurricane for this with 130 miles per hour sustained winds. It is moving in at this point, once again, 7 to 9 a.m. looking to make landfall. It is going to move up Georgia and South Carolina. When it gets to Georgia, Category 2 hurricane, weakening it to Category 1, and then the tropical storm. It looks like for South Carolina, it will go off into the east, and it's possible this actually hooks back around. So we're keeping an eye on that, but that is what is occurring this morning. This will not affect us here in upstate New York. We do get really nice after today, so if you did want to spend time outside, I would say maybe today, maybe later. As we head into tomorrow and Friday, it will be less humid, really nice and beautiful. We do see the humidity increase, though, over the weekend and into next week. It actually gets really hot for Labor Day. We are going to clear out tonight from the clouds and the rain. It's actually a great night to watch the super blue moon. It rises tonight at 7:53 p.m. It sets at 6:48 a.m. tomorrow morning. And this only happens mainly once every 10 years. The next time it's going to happen is in 2037. So it might be nice to look at that tonight. So today on our Skycast, we will see cloudy skies, breezy conditions after the heavier rain this morning. Just some scattered showers for the rest of the day. Highs just near 70. And finally, we dry out tonight. Clouds decrease overnight with the low in the upper 40s. It gets pretty chilly tonight. Tomorrow will be nice and sunny. It will be on the cooler side, though. Lower 60s will reach at noon and near 70 degrees for the high temperature tomorrow. So for today, cooler, breezy, scattered showers continue. Highs are just going to be near 70. We'll drop into the upper 40s tonight, so pretty chilly and a pretty chilly start tomorrow. We'll be seeing sunshine tomorrow and Friday. We'll really warm up into the lower 80s this weekend. Hot and humid for Labor Day and next week, Gary.
Look at all that sun.
Yes, it's perfect.
We've been waiting for it.
Yes, we got like a second thing of summer coming in for Labor Day, so it's actually right just in time. It's a good time.
We were due.
Yes.
Hannah, thanks. Well, the third annual Skills Clinic uniting May for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Libitor. Plenty to get to in this half hour of Sunrise, but first, there is the chance some of us could see some showers this morning and this afternoon. Let's bring in meteorologist Hannah Evans. She's over in the Weather Center tracking things, and we heard that rain come down pretty hard earlier.
Yes, so we saw a heavier rain that moved through this morning. It's now moving off into the east. We'll dry out for a little bit with just some scattered showers for the rest of the day.
So the worst is behind us.
Yes, and then we'll finally dry out completely tonight.
And then we got a nice stretch ahead.
Yes, we do. So let's take a look now at the Yorkville Battery, Storm Tracker 2, Doppler radar. Heavier rain moving in towards Herkimer and Otsego counties this morning. This is moving east. We are dry here in Oneida County, Madison County, along with Lewis County, some of Shenango. So this is moving out this morning. We will be unsettled today still, though, with scattered showers picking back up for this afternoon. We'll dry out this evening. We're warm and muggy to start. We're in the 60s, 64 degrees in Whitesboro, 66 degrees in Little Falls. But our temperature is not going to rise too much today. A cold front moved through, so it will keep us cool. We'll just reach near 70, and the humidity will decrease as well. We're still muggy, though, this morning, 63 degrees for that dew point. But by tonight, we won't be humid anymore, and actually it gets really chilly overnight. We drop into the upper 40s tonight. So today, cooler, breezy, cloudy skies with a few scattered showers. The sun finally returns tomorrow for a really nice stretch of weather. And definitely don't put the air conditioner away just yet. Next week on Labor Day and the day after, we're looking to be near 90 degrees. So for today, expect scattered showers, cooler conditions, and breezy conditions. I will talk a little bit more about Hurricane Idalia and Labor Day weekend forecast coming up, Gary.
Hannah, thanks. And a life-threatening situation. That is what Hurricane Idalia is being called at this hour all along the Gulf coast of Florida. This is a look at some early flooding in Tampa from some of the outer bands. Idalia is expected to make landfall later this morning, just in the next couple of hours, as a powerful Category 4 hurricane. Of course, we'll have much more from Florida in a full report coming up in our 6 o'clock hour. Well, it's a policy 30 years in the making. Medicare can...
The Cooperstown Camp is brought to you by Utica National Insurance Group.
Welcome back. We are seeing heavier rain move into the east. Here's our Yorkville Battery, Storm Tracker 2, Doppler radar. Heavier rain still in Otsego County right now, but it is clearing out for the rest of us. And then we'll just be seeing scattered showers for the rest of the day, finally drying out for tomorrow. Now, that's not the case for Florida. Here is a look at some of the categories for hurricanes. Category 1 is less than 95 miles per hour winds. Usually, this is the less intense one, so just several power outages. And the category in the winds also goes hand in hand with the storm surge. Storm surge is not too bad with this category. Category 2, a little bit more intense. This is less than 110 miles per hour. Could be seeing more power outages, more tree downs, and storm surge coming in a little bit more. Category 3 is considered a major hurricane. That's when it's less than 130 miles per hour winds. And what Hurricane Idalia is going to be right now as it makes landfall as a Category 4 hurricane. This is a major hurricane. Could be seeing power outages for very long periods of times and winds up to 155 miles per hour with lots of storm surge coming in. Now, Category 5, that's what Hurricane Ian was last September. That is the worst. You can see wind speeds over 155 miles per hour and lots of damage with this kind of hurricane. Gary.
Praying for the best today for those folks down there,
Yes,
that's for
for sure.
Hannah, thanks. Well, an animal alert is...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. We are tracking some heavier rain moving through this morning, but will finally dry out tonight. Let's take a look at downtown Utica. Roads are wet. Be careful of slippery conditions and ponding this morning. We are seeing cloudy skies. We're seeing a heavier band move through now, but this clears out to just scattered showers this afternoon. Our temperatures this morning are in the 60s. We have 65 degrees in Utica and 64 degrees in Whitesboro and Westmoreland. If we look to the south, we have 66 degrees in Cooperstown. It's warm and muggy this morning. We have 63 degrees for the dew point, but a cold front has moved through with this rain. So this will continue to decrease today. our temperature will just stay in the upper 60s for the high. So we'll be a little bit cooler today. And here's a look now at our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Here is the heavier rain moving through. It's still in Otsego County and southern Herkimer County at this point, continuing to push off east. After that, we will be seeing periods of dry weather. It's dry here in Oneida County, and then we will be seeing scattered showers pick up for the afternoon. Will dry out this evening. This is due to this cold front moving through. Now we're taking a look at Florida. Here is a look at Hurricane Idalia. At this point, it has been upgraded to a Category 4 hurricane, looking to make landfall anytime between 9 a.m. this morning. Here is the eye of the storm right here, very close to making landfall between the Panhandle and the Peninsula. Once again, now a Category 4, 130 miles per hour sustained winds at this point. It will continue to move up into the coast. It hits Florida, then it goes to Georgia, weakening into a Category 2, Category 1 storm. Then once it hits South Carolina, it looks to be a tropical storm, and it will continue to weaken and become depression as it goes back off into the ocean. It's not looking to affect us here. We are going to be seeing nice weather come in. So today, if you want to spend time outside, maybe just keep an eye on the sky. Scattered showers are possible, but we'll finally see sunshine coming in for tomorrow and Friday. Beautiful weekend. Beautiful Labor Day as well. And tonight, as we clear out, clouds decrease. The super blue moon rises tonight at 7:53 p.m. It sets at 6:40 tomorrow morning. And it may be cool to watch this because the next time this happens is in the year 2037. So today on our Skycast, we will see that heavier rain move out this morning, and we will be seeing dry periods with peaks of sunshine today. Scattered showers continue. We will be cooler and breezy with highs near 70. Tonight, we'll finally clear out. Those clouds make way for clear skies, upper 40s for the overnight low tonight. So comfortable sleeping weather, really chilly start tomorrow morning. And tomorrow we will be on the cooler side after that cold front moves through. Not humid at all. We'll be in the low 60s at noon and then just near 70 degrees for the high temperature, but finally some sunshine. So for today, expect cooler and breezy conditions with scattered showers. And tonight will clear out and really drop in temperature overnight. So it's going to feel like fall tomorrow with some sunshine, but we'll warm up really quickly. We'll be near and in the low 80s for the weekend. We're going to get humid again starting Sunday and very hot and humid for Labor Day and Tuesday. So definitely still have the air conditioner ready, Gary.
We'll take the heat.
Yes, I'll take it. It's a nice change.
And a lot of sun.
Yes.
Hannah, thanks. Well, it's the time many joining us. I'm Gary Liberatore. We should consider ourselves very lucky as we are only expected some showers today. Millions down in Florida bracing for what will be a very disastrous day. We'll have much more on the hurricane straight ahead. But first, let's get a look at our local weather meteorologist, Hannah Evans, joining us from the Weather Center. And as I mentioned earlier, boy, that rain came down hard about an hour or two ago.
Yes, so we did see some heavy rain move through. It's moving off to the east now, and then we'll just be seeing scattered showers for the rest of the day.
Bye-bye.
Yes, we'll finally dry out tonight, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
So let's take a look now at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Just a heavier band of rain still moving through Otsego County. The rest of us are drying out here this morning. It is still going to be unsettled today with scattered showers, but we are going to be seeing dry periods and peaks of sunshine. We're starting out warm and humid, 64 degrees in Whitesboro, Westmoreland, and in Inlet. But today, a cold front has moved through with that rain, so highs are just going to be near 70. It's going to remain cool, and the humidity will continue to decrease. We're at 63 degrees right now for the dew point, so that's why it's feeling a bit humid, but this will continue to decrease today. We'll actually get pretty chilly overnight. We'll reach the upper 40s overnight tonight, so it really cools down today. It's going to be cooler and breezy with highs just near 70. Scattered showers continue. We'll finally dry out tonight for sunshine, returning for a very long stretch into next week. And definitely don't put away the air conditioner just yet because it gets really hot and humid for Labor Day and into next week. So today, expect peaks of sunshine, but we're going to still see scattered showers. It's going to be cooler and breezy. I will talk a little bit more about Labor Day weekend forecast along with Hurricane Idalia. Coming up, Gary.
Hannah, thanks. Let's get right to it now. A life-threatening situation. That is what Hurricane Idalia is being called at this hour all along the Gulf Coast of Florida. Now, this is a look at just some of the early damage of flooding from some of the outer bands overnight. Now, Idalia continues to gain strength now just a couple of hours from a likely landfall at a Category 4 status. Residents have finished their preparations. Most have evacuated. NBC's Jay Gray has the very latest this morning from Gainesville.
Good morning from Gainesville, and getting a bit of a break right now. We've seen the rain coming through at times hard with the waves of the outer bands of this storm that have hit, but we know that the storm's on the way and that that's going to intensify dramatically. What do we expect to see here? Hurricane force winds, even though we're a bit inland, and that driving rain that's going to lead to flooding in several low-lying areas. Along the coast with this storm, Idalia, we're going to see a wall of water. Right now, the forecast 12 to 16 foot surge at the point where this storm makes landfall. So that's going to be catastrophic, according to the National Hurricane Center. Inland, you're going to see that trees are going to get knocked over, power lines are going to be pulled down. This is going to be quite a mess as this storm makes its way through. 5,500 National Guard troops have already been deployed. They're waiting to come in after the storm passes, help those in some of the most severely hit areas. You've also got all of the power teams that are outside of the strike zone, but poised and ready to move in as well. This just the beginning of what's going to be a very long day across Florida. This is a massive storm, and it's going to cause major problems and then continue to push up and along the eastern seaboard. That's the situation right now here in Gainesville. I'm Jay Gray. Back to you.
Jay, thanks. And of course, stay with us throughout the day for updates from Florida on what is expected again to be a Category 4 landfall in the next couple of hours. Locally now, a tractor.
Welcome back. We are going to be seeing a few breaks in the clouds today for some sunshine with just a few scattered showers, and will finally dry out tonight. Sunshine comes in for the rest of the week, the weekend, and into Labor Day, into next week. It also looks like we're going to get pretty hot. The weekend will be in the low 80s, but then once we head into Labor Day, it looks like we'll be near 90 degrees. So our 6 to 10 day temperature outlook is looking like we will remain above average into next week. We also get humid as well, so definitely don't put away those air conditioners just yet. Another update from Florida. Hurricane Idalia has now been upgraded once again to a Category 4 hurricane with 130 miles per hour sustained wind speeds. It is looking to make landfall very soon. The eye is very close to Florida, moving in at this point, probably going to be around 7 a.m. where it makes landfall. This will move up into Georgia as a Category 2 hurricane. It will continue to weaken, probably into a Category 1 hurricane into southern Georgia, and then it is going to turn into a tropical storm heading into South Carolina. It moves off the coast and it will not affect us here in New York. Gary.
Hannah, thank you. The third annual Skill.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. We are starting out with dry conditions this morning as heavier rain moves through, and then we will continue to be unsettled today with scattered showers. Let's take a look now at downtown Utica. It is dry now. We're seeing patchy fog in higher elevations, cloudy skies elsewhere, wet roads as well. Be careful for slippery conditions and ponding. We're also pretty warm according to our sky watchers. We're in the 60s, 65 degrees in Old Forge and in Westdale. If we look to the south, we have 65 degrees in Milford and in Westford. So warm and muggy still, 63 degrees for that dew point. This will drop today and our temperature will only reach the upper 60s. So it is going to be a cooler day ahead after this cold front moves through. We can see the line of the cold front here. This is the end of it. This is our York Full Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Most of us are dry now, still seeing some rain moving throughout Otsego County, a steady rain, but that is continuing to push east along with this cold front. This will leave behind cooler weather and cloudy skies today with just a few scattered showers. Now taking a look to Florida, to Hurricane Idalia, very close to making landfall this morning. It looks to be very soon now, but this has now been upgraded to a Category 4 storm, looking to hit in between the Panhandle and the Peninsula here this morning as a Category 4 storm, 130 miles per hour sustained winds. This will move through northern Florida. It will head up into Georgia as a Category 2 hurricane, weakening into a Category 1 closer to the northern part of Georgia, heading into South Carolina as a tropical storm and then continuing to weaken as it moves off into the ocean. It is not looking to affect us here in New York. We actually dry out tonight and we will be seeing really nice weather coming in. So if you did want to spend time outside, I would say maybe today, just keep an eye on the sky, but the sunshine returns tomorrow and it looks to be sunny through the middle of next week. It's going to be really nice weather coming up. As for tomorrow and Friday, it will be nice and comfortable, and then we get hot and humid. Once we clear out tonight, clouds will decrease as well. It's actually going to be a really nice night to look out for the super blue full moon that will happen tonight. It rises at 7:53 this evening. It sets around 6:40 tomorrow morning, and this moon is very rare. The next time the super blue moon will happen will be in 2037, so it might be nice to go outside tonight and take a look at that. On our Skycast this morning, once this rain clears out from Otsego County, we will be mostly dry. We're seeing more cloud cover, but a few peaks of sun are possible today. We'll just reach near 70 degrees and will be breezy as the humidity decreases. We will continue to see scattered showers through this evening and will dry out tonight with a decrease in cloud cover, a low falling into the upper 40s. Really chilly tonight, really chilly start tomorrow. Tomorrow we won't warm up too much. It's probably going to feel a little bit more like fall tomorrow. We'll just be in the lower 60s at noon and near 70 degrees for the high temperature, but with sunshine. So today it is going to turn cooler, breezy, and less humid with scattered showers and extra cloud cover. Tonight, clouds will make way for clear skies, upper 40s for the low. Tomorrow we'll just reach near 70, but we'll really start to warm up quickly. We'll be near and in the low 80s for the weekend. We start to get humid again on Sunday and hot and humid for Labor Day and next week, Gary.
Wow, it is going to be a beautiful holiday weekend.
Yes, so definitely keep those air conditioners out as well because near 90 next week. We haven't seen that in a while.
I'll be keeping mine on.
Yes.
And stay with us if your birthday is today. Make it a great one. And here is the list. Half hour. I'm Gary Liberatore. Plenty to get to this half hour of sunrise. But first, there is the chance of some of us seeing some showers both this morning and this afternoon. Let's bring in meteorologist Hannah Evans over in the Weather Center. And as we've been mentioning, about an hour ago, it came down very hard right here.
Yes, we did see heavier rain move through this morning. It is pushing off into the east, and then we'll be dry for a little bit with just scattered showers for the rest of the day.
That's good news. Just scattered, not like we saw this morning.
Yes, and then we'll completely dry out tonight for really nice weather coming in.
Good.
So let's take a look now at the York Full Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Still a heavier band moving through Otsego County at this point, we can see here, but the rest of us are mostly dried out. We are going to continue to see just a few scattered showers today as it remains unsettled. We're warm and muggy to start. We're in the 60s, 65 degrees in Cooperstown, 66 degrees in Little Falls, but our temperature is going to stay right near 70 degrees for the high today. So it's not going to warm up too much. The dew point will decrease as well. We're at 63 degrees for this dew point, but it will be less humid today, so it is going to be cooler today and breezy with highs just near 70 along with cloudy skies. Scattered showers continue as well, but by tonight we will dry out and we'll be seeing sunshine come in for the rest of the week, the weekend, and even the beginning of next week. It also really heats up, so definitely don't put away the air conditioner just yet. It gets really hot next week. So today, expect cooler weather, breezy conditions, dry periods with just some scattered showers. I will talk a little bit more about Labor Day weekend forecast and Hurricane Idalia coming up, Gary.
Hannah, thanks. And Hurricane Idalia is churning its way toward Florida at this hour. Parts of Treasure Island right there are already under several inches of water as Idalia moves closer to making landfall. The storm is now a Category 4, packing winds of 130 miles per hour. Residents in the areas of impact have been asked to evacuate. Schools are closed and the National Grid is preparing for rescues. According to the National Hurricane Center, damaging winds and storm surge are very possible. Of course, stay with News Channel 2 throughout the day for updates out of Florida. Well, a policy 30 years in the making.
The Cooperstown Cam is brought to you by Utica National Insurance Group.
Welcome back. I did want to talk a little bit about the Saffir-Simpson scale. It is the scale of hurricane categories. Category 1 will be less than 95 miles per hour winds. It's mainly based on the wind speed of these categories, and wind speed directly correlates with the storm surge. So there won't be much storm surge with a category of 1. A few power outages, some down trees. Once we hit category 2, more power outages, more trees covering the roads. The storm surge gets a little bit more. And category 3 is when most areas will be flooded. That's wind speed up to 130 miles per hour. Now, what we're at right now with Hurricane Idalia is a category 4 because her wind speeds are just around and over 130 miles per hour. They can reach up to 155 miles per hour. At this point, a lot of the area is going to be flooded. Power outages could last months, and a lot of these areas, if you do have houses in an area where it's going to be receiving a category 4 hurricane, it could be inhabitable for months. Same thing with category 5. Category 5, major catastrophic storm. Wind speeds over 155 miles per hour with lots and lots of storm surge, almost destroyed at this point. Gary.
Hoping for the best today, that's for sure.
Yes, for sure.
Hannah, thank you. And Animal Alert.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. We are starting out with cloudy skies now after seeing a heavier band of rain move through. Let's take a look now at downtown Utica. Cloudy skies, wet roads, so just be careful of slippery conditions and ponding this morning. Most of us are dried out now, but it will continue to be unsettled today with scattered showers. Our sky watchers have us pretty warm this morning. We're in the 60s, 65 degrees in Old Forge and in Westdale. If we take a look to the south, we have 63 degrees in Cooperstown and in Morris. It's also pretty humid, 63 degrees for that dew point. But today, a cold front has moved through this morning, so the temperature is not going to rise too much. We will be on the cooler side with highs just near 70, and this dew point will continue to decrease, so it's going to be less humid today. A little bit breezy as well with those cloudy skies. So Nala and her 2 neighbors this morning are a little bit upset about this. Today she is saying hi to Loki and Cleo. They can't really see her. We're still seeing some patchy fog and some lighter showers, but they'll see each other and stare at each other through the window later as we see a few peaks of sunshine as well. So they're excited for that, and they're really excited for the nice weather coming in. Here is a look at our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. The heavier rain has pushed east. We are now seeing dry conditions in all of our viewing area. This was due to this cold front, but it's still going to be a little unsettled today with scattered showers and breezy conditions. So just keep an eye on the sky if you do head outside today. We'll dry out this evening. Now we're going to look at Hurricane Idalia. Here's a look at our radar and satellite image of it. It's very close to making landfall at this point. It looks like it's almost making landfall, and this will make landfall as a Category 4 hurricane. It has wind speeds at 130 miles per hour, sustained wind speeds. It will move up into Georgia at a Category 2, then a Category 1. It will then hit a tropical storm as it hits South Carolina. It then moves off into the east, into the ocean, and it's not affecting us here. We are going to be seeing some really nice weather coming in. So if you did want to spend time outside, maybe today, definitely yes, tomorrow through Monday, Tuesday. And the clouds decrease tonight as well. Great night to look at the super blue moon. It's a full moon. It only happens every once in a while, super rare. So tonight, you could watch that, and the next time you could see it won't be till 2037. So today we'll still be unsettled, few peaks of sunshine, scattered showers, and breezy conditions. Highs just near 70. Clouds decrease tonight to watch the super blue moon. It falls into the upper 40s. Tomorrow we chilly start, a cooler day, lower 60s at noon, near 70 for the high temperature with sunshine though. So today is our last day of unsettled weather. We see clouds, breezy conditions, scattered showers, and then we'll clear out tonight and we'll really drop in temperature. Tomorrow we are going to be seeing highs near 70. We'll feel a little bit more like fall. We'll be near and in the low 80s through Sunday. It starts to get humid Sunday and really hot and humid for Labor Day and next week. So definitely don't put away those air conditioners just yet. Gary?
Once in a blue moon.
Yes, for sure.
Get out there and check it out tonight. Hannah.
From where the news comes first, this is News Channel 2 at 7 a.m. on CW11.
A good Wednesday morning to you, and thank you for joining us here on the CW11. I'm Gary Liberatore. We are following the track of Hurricane Idalia, now a Category 4 hurricane, as it is just about making landfall in Florida as we speak. But first, let's get a look at what we can expect locally today. Meteorologist Hannah Evans joining us from the Weather Center, and I hear the worst of the rain is behind us now.
Yes, so we are mostly dry now, and we'll just be seeing a few scattered showers today, completely drying out tonight.
Good. It did come down heavy for a while, though.
Yes, it did. So then we have to watch out for ponding on the roadways this morning. But let's take a look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We are all dried out now. We're just seeing cloudy skies, and scattered showers are going to pick back up for this afternoon before we dry out this evening. We're warm and humid to start. We're in the 60s, 66 degrees in Little Falls, 65 degrees in Cooperstown, but it is going to feel cooler today because a cold front has just moved through. So highs are just going to be near 70, and this dew point is decreasing as we speak. It was in the mid-60s just a little bit ago. Now we're at 60 degrees for the dew point, so it should start to feel less humid within the next couple of hours. It is going to be cooler and breezy today with highs just near 70, low humidity and cloudy skies. We will be seeing sun finally return tomorrow, and we'll really warm up next week. We'll actually be in the upper 80s for Labor Day, so definitely don't put away the air conditioner just yet. Today, though, we will be cooler, breezy, cloudy skies. A few scattered showers are possible. I will talk a little bit more about Hurricane Idalia and Labor Day weekend forecast coming up, Gary.
Hannah, thanks. Let's get right to it now. Hurricane Idalia is churning its way toward Florida at this hour. Parts of Treasure Island right there are already under several inches of water as Idalia is moving closer to making landfall. The storm, now a Category 4, packing winds of 130 miles per hour. Residents in the areas of impact have already been evacuated. Schools are closed, and the National Guard is preparing for rescues. And according to the National Hurricane Center, damaging winds and storm surge are definitely possible. And as it continues to gain strength, now just about making landfall, residents have finished their preparations, most evacuated, as this dangerous storm threatens to cause catastrophic damage. NBC's Jay Gray has the very latest now from Gainesville.
Good morning from Gainesville, and getting a bit of a break right now. We've seen the rain coming through at times hard with the waves of the outer bands of this storm that have hit, but we know that the storm's on the way and that that's going to intensify dramatically. What do we expect to see here? Hurricane force winds, even though we're a bit inland, and that driving rain that's going to lead to flooding in several low-lying areas. Along the coast with this storm, Idalia, we're going to see a wall of water. Right now, the forecast 12 to 16 foot surge at the point where this storm makes landfall. So that's going to be catastrophic, according to the National Hurricane Center. Inland, you're going to see that trees are going to get knocked over, power lines are going to be pulled down. This is going to be quite a mess as this storm makes its way through. 5,500 National Guard troops have already been deployed. They're waiting to come in after the storm passes, help those in some of the most severely hit areas. You've also got all of the power teams that are outside of the strike zone, but poised and ready to move in as well. This just the beginning of what's going to be a very long day across Florida. This is a massive storm, and it's going to cause major problems and then continue to push up and along the eastern seaboard. That's the situation right now here in Gainesville. I'm Jay Gray. Back to you.
Jay, thanks. And of course, stay with us throughout the day for updates from Florida on what is expected to be a Category 4 landfall hit any minute now. A tractor trailer was hit by
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. We are seeing dry conditions now after heavy rain has moved through. We'll completely dry out tonight. Let's take a look at downtown Utica. Some peaks of sun are possible this morning, cloudy skies and wet roadways, so just be careful of that. We're also pretty warm according to our sky watchers. We have 64 degrees in New Hartford and Mohawk. If we look to the south, we have 65 degrees in Milford and in Westford. This dew point is dropping as we speak. It was in the mid-60s earlier. Now it's just around 60 degrees. Today we won't rise too much in temperature. We'll just reach near 70. This dew point will continue to decrease and won't be humid later. It's going to be cooler and breezy after this cold front bringing this rain has moved through. This is our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Dry conditions now after the cold front moved through. It does leave behind, though, cooler conditions and breezy conditions, along with some cloud cover and a few scattered showers. Now let's take a look at Hurricane Idalia. Just starting to make landfall. It's going to make landfall pretty soon here. It's looking like it's almost there. This is now a Category 4 hurricane with sustained 130 miles per hour wind speeds. This will make landfall as a Category 4. It will move up the coast, reaching Georgia as a Category 2, northern Georgia looking to be a Category 1, and a tropical storm hitting South Carolina. It then continues to move off the east into the ocean. It won't affect us here in upstate New York. We are going to be seeing beautiful weather coming in over the next few days. Clouds clear out tonight as we dry out. Great night to watch the super blue moon. This full moon is very rare. Happens tonight. It won't happen until 2037 next time. So on our Skycast today, we will be seeing some peaks of sunshine. Scattered showers continue. It will be cooler and breezy. Tonight, it will get really chilly. Clouds will decrease. Perfect night to watch that full moon. Lows in the upper 40s. So really chilly start tomorrow. We won't warm up too much. We'll just be in the lower 60s tomorrow and the upper 60s for the high temperature, but we are seeing sunshine. So today is our last day of unsettled weather. Scattered showers, cooler and breezy conditions are possible. We'll get really chilly tonight. Tomorrow, we won't warm up too much. We'll just be near 70. It feels like fall tomorrow. We'll start to warm up again near and in the low 80s for Friday and the weekend. It gets humid on Sunday and really hot and humid for Labor Day and next week. So definitely don't put those air conditioners away just yet.
At Price Chopper.
Clouds are hovering, rain possible today. Let's get you over to the Weather Center where meteorologist Hannah Evans has the very latest. Hannah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Steve. We did see a cold front bring heavier rain that moved through really early this morning, but now we're mostly dry. Still the chance of a few pop-up showers, though. Here's our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We can see to the west and north a few pop-up showers developing. The rest of us are dry. We are seeing extra cloud cover today, more clouds than sun, but still possible to see a few peaks of sunshine if we look at our Mesonet cameras. But this cold front that moved through early this morning did cool us down today. Temperatures just mainly in the 60s, 64 degrees in Richfield Springs, 68 degrees in Cooperstown and Westmoreland, and not humid anymore. It was warm and muggy this morning ahead of this cold front. So cooler, breezy today with cloudy skies, a few pop-up showers. We see completely sunny skies return tomorrow. It still is going to be on the chilly side, but we'll warm up really quickly for the weekend, and it's going to get hot and humid for Labor Day and next week. So definitely don't get rid of the air conditioner just yet. As for today, though, we are chilly, just near 70 degrees for the high temperature, and it's breezy. I will talk a little bit more about Hurricane Idalia and Labor Day weekend forecast coming up, Steve.
All right, Hannah, thanks. As she mentioned, Hurricane Idalia was a Category 3 as it made landfall along the Big Bend region of Florida's Gulf Coast, causing flooding and damage. It's now a Category 2 as it heads for the Carolinas and Georgia. NBC's Jay Gray has the latest from Gainesville, Florida.
Idalia moving through Florida and now pushing into Georgia. What it left behind in this area, heavy rain, standing water in some lower lying areas. Of course, we're in Gainesville, which is removed from the coastline a bit. Along that coastline, as the storm made landfall in the early morning hours, we saw a huge storm surge moving in, pushing water into areas it's not supposed to be, and severe wind damage in many of those areas as well. So a hard strike at the coastline, but moving quickly and getting through the state, which is the good news. Clearing up here, as you can see in Gainesville, there was obviously concern. This is where the University of Florida is, so you've got 50,000 students and a huge faculty there. That campus still locked down at this point. And we're starting to see some sun poke through the clouds, but we're going to continue to see rain and some gusting winds throughout the day here and into the evening. But again, this storm moving quickly and pushing through, but still a major concern, not only in Georgia, but it's going to continue up the eastern seaboard and into the Carolinas. That's the latest from here in Gainesville. I'm Jay Gray. Back to you now.
All right, Jay, thanks. And Hannah just updated us just a few minutes ago. It is now a Category 1 storm, so certainly still a very powerful hurricane, but has been downgraded to a Category 1. Well, a tractor trailer was hit by a
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good afternoon, everybody. We are seeing mostly dry conditions now, more clouds than sun, and it's a lot cooler and breezy. Let's take a look now at downtown Utica. As we can see, just partly sunny skies. A few peaks of sunshine are possible, but it is mostly cloudy at this hour. We are all dried out from seeing heavier rain move through this morning due to a cold front. And that cold front will keep us cooler today. Highs are just going to be in the low 70s today. We just have 64 degrees in Old Forge and 69 degrees in Mohawk and Otsego here at noon. We were also seeing a decreasing dew point. This morning, this dew point was in the mid-60s. Now we're at 58 degrees. It is starting to feel much more comfortable outside in terms of humidity. So Nala and her neighbor this afternoon are still a little bit upset. It's cloudy today. She is saying hi to Loki and Cleo, trying to look for Nala through their window here today. There is a passing shower possible, so they want you to be careful of that. But a few peaks of sunshine, so a little sunbathe when it's appropriate. And they're super excited that it's going to get really nice for starting tomorrow through next week. So at this point, seeing a few pop-up showers on the Yorkville Battery, Storm Tracker 2, Doppler radar, especially to the north and west. This is left over by the cold front, but the cold front is off and to the east. The heavy rain has moved on, and it's just looking like we are going to be seeing cloudy skies, breezy conditions, and a few very light pop-up showers for the rest of this afternoon. Now going to Hurricane Idalia. It is now weakened to a Category 1 hurricane, and it has made landfall this morning just around 8:30 a.m. this morning. It is moving up the coast. The path of it looks like it is going to move through Georgia and South Carolina. So it's downgraded to Category 1 because it has 85 miles per hour wind speeds. It was at 130 this morning, now down to 85. It looks like it will remain a Category 1 through Georgia, through South Carolina, and then turn into a tropical storm and go off to sea. It's not looking to affect us here. We will be seeing really beautiful weather coming in over the next couple of days. So just keep an eye on the sky today. If you want to go outside, a pop-up shower is possible. But I would say yes for tomorrow through looking like Tuesday next week. We will also see clouds decrease tonight as we finally start to clear out. So it should be a nice night to look at the super blue moon. That's going to happen tonight. And this is a cool sight to see because the next time the blue moon happens is going to be in 2037. So it might be good conditions tonight to see this as it rises at 7:30, just around 7:30 this evening. So on our Skycast today, be prepared for the possibility of a pop-up shower. It's going to be mostly cloudy and breezy, highs just in the low 70s. We'll get really chilly tonight as we clear out. You see those clouds clear out. We'll fall into the upper 40s though, so it's going to be a chilly start tomorrow. Tomorrow is definitely going to feel like fall. Lower 60s at noon and just near 70 for the high temperature, but will warm up over the coming days. So today it's cooler and breezy. Spotty showers are possible. Will really cool down tonight. It's actually going to feel cold with the low in the upper 40s. Tomorrow will feel like fall with sunshine, highs near 70. We warm up quickly though. We'll be near and in the low 80s this weekend. It gets humid again Sunday and really hot and humid for Labor Day and next week. So definitely don't get rid or turn off those air conditioners just yet. Steve.
Again, we talked about it every time I fill it on the morning show. You know, talk about wait 10 minutes, it'll change. You're talking of a low of 48 tonight, a high of 89 on Monday. It's a 40-degree swing. You know, you fall, summer, everything right in a couple days.
I know. We haven't seen that high of a temperature in a while. So.
No, I know, but good advice on leaving the air conditioners in because
Yeah.
You know, that happens a lot too. You can get some really warm September days, so September may be nicer than August. So.
Yes.
All right, but we are still in August, and today at the Great New York State Fair. Welcome back to start this half hour. Let's get you over to the Weather Center once again, where meteorologist Hannah Evans is tracking the very latest. Hannah, good afternoon once again.
Good afternoon, Steve. We are mostly dried out from heavier rain earlier this morning, but still a few spotty showers are possible this afternoon. Let's take a look now at the Yorkville Battery, Storm Tracker 2, Doppler radar. We can see some showers moving into the western portion of Oneida County at this point. There's also a few showers up north. Nothing looks severe today. Nothing looks too heavy. We are also seeing peaks of sun sunshine on our Mesonet cameras. More clouds than sun, but still some sunshine can be expected and lots of dry periods during the rest of the day. We'll completely dry out and see clouds decrease tonight. But we're still a little bit cooler today. So a cold front moved through this morning. It kept us cool. It decreased the humidity. We're just near 70 degrees at this hour, 67 degrees in Whitesboro Inlet and in Cooperstown. So expect cooler, breezy conditions today. We will still be cool tomorrow, but we'll see the sun return and we'll really warm up pretty quickly. Next week is actually going to be in the upper 80s, so definitely don't put away the air conditioner just yet. As for today, though, highs are just going to be in the low 70s, cloudy skies, breezy conditions, and I will talk a little bit more about Hurricane Idalia and the Labor Day weekend forecast coming up. Steve.
All right, Hannah, thanks. It was a
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good afternoon, everybody. We are tracking partly sunny skies at this point, and a few pop-up showers are possible. Let's take a look at downtown Utica. Partly sunny skies means that there is more clouds than sun, but we're still seeing some sunshine this afternoon. We are dried out from the heavy rain that occurred this morning due to a cold front, but we are cooler and breezy today with still the possibility of pop-up showers. Our sky watchers have us just around 70 degrees, a little bit cooler up north, 64 degrees in Old Forge, and then 69 degrees in Mohawk and Otsego. Way less humid as well, just 58 degrees for the dew point, feeling comfortable outside. This morning it was really warm and muggy. It was 65 degrees for the dew point. So that cold front has dropped the humidity, keeping the temperature low today, and we will be seeing breezy conditions. We are seeing a few pop-up showers developing on our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We see it coming in from the west. It looks like it's lake enhanced at this point, moving in from Lake Ontario. Just a few scattered showers. Nothing looks severe. Nothing looks heavy at all. The heavier rain that occurred this morning has moved out along with the cold front. Now taking a look at Hurricane Idalia. At this point, it is a Category 1 hurricane. It did make landfall as a Category 3 hurricane in Florida. It's now moving up the coast heading towards Georgia. It has sustained 85 miles per hour wind speed, so it has weakened, but it's still a strong storm moving through. It will continue to move up through Georgia, along into South Carolina, and then go into a tropical storm, moving off into the east, into the ocean, not affecting us here. We actually are going to be seeing really nice weather coming in. Today, if you want to spend time outside, it should be fine for that. Just keep an eye on the sky. A few lighter showers are possible. But as we head into tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, even next week, we are going to be seeing dry conditions and sunshine finally make a return. So tonight, as the clouds decrease overnight, it should be really good viewing conditions for the super blue full moon. That occurs tonight. It rises at 7:53 p.m. this evening, and it should be clear by around 9-10 p.m. tonight to watch this. I would definitely recommend checking this out because our next blue moon won't happen until the year 2037. So on our skycast today, we are seeing a few peaks of sunshine. It's cooler and breezy. Scattered showers are possible. Clouds clear out tonight just around 10 p.m. and we really drop in temperature. We'll drop to the upper 40s for the overnight low tonight. So it is going to be a chilly start tomorrow. We are going to be seeing sunshine for the day, but it's going to feel a little bit more like fall. Lower 60s expected at noon, just near 70 for the high temperature, and then we'll really quickly warm up into the weekend. So today, expect spotty showers. We're cool, breezy, and we are seeing extra cloud cover still after the cold front moved through. But the clouds clear out tonight to watch the full moon, and it's actually going to be pretty cold, upper 40s. We'll start out tomorrow chilly, and we'll definitely feel a little bit more like fall tomorrow. Highs just near 70 with sunshine. We'll warm up quickly, near and in the low 80s this weekend. The humidity returns Sunday, and it's going to be hot and humid for Labor Day and next week. Steve.
All right, thanks a lot, Hannah. The New York State Assembly is putting forth one
night as Idalia tears her way through Florida's Big Bend. FEMA and other government teams are already in the Sunshine State and in Georgia. President Biden spoke with Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and signed an emergency declaration, clearing the way for funds in the hardest hit areas. NBC's Alice Barr has more in our top story tonight.
Hurricane Idalia punishing Florida's coast. Sustained winds of 125 miles an hour at landfall, peeling away this gas station canopy.
It's pretty crazy.
And a storm surge of 10 feet or more, pushing a wall of water into places it's never been before. Idalia speeding up over land, but maintaining its intensity.
The trade-off is we get a little less rain maybe, but still enough rain to cause considerable impacts from flash and urban flooding, especially as we go into tonight and Thursday.
As the system pushes through,
This is an exceptional one, big one.
residents in Cedar Key get a first-hand look at their soaked and battered town.
It doesn't look good. All of our commercial buildings downtown are underwater. A huge percentage of our homes have been inundated with water. You can see I'm standing in the middle of State Road 24 right now, and it's completely underwater.
Near Tampa, entire communities flooded. Paddleboards now the best way to get around.
Everything's underwater. It's like Venice, Italy.
Task force teams and first responders working through that water and into some of the hardest hit areas.
All 8 urban search and rescue teams are deployed. Our National Guard has folks in places like Taylor County. They're getting on scene there to do things like clear major pieces of the roads and get debris that has been knocked around.
But not knocked out, though in some places it will take months to recover. Jay Gray, NBC News, Gainesville.
Not Alice Barr, that was Jay Gray. Bill Cardis standing here
Got my name right.
in the flesh. And we're dealing with a little bit of rain out there. We're not going to see any effects, though, from
everything's going to stay way south. One of the reasons why is you've got this push of cooler weather. A lot of times these hurricanes come up the East Coast.
Sure.
But when you have a cold front moving in, it just pushes everything south. And there's just no chance of this storm coming here. Let's take a look at what's going on across the area. We're seeing some scattered showers from the Great Lakes as some cooler weather arrives. Our current temperature is 64 degrees, a west wind at 15 miles an hour. And our local weather remains on the cooler side, at least for the short term. It'll be in the 40s tonight. It's going to feel like a fall day tomorrow, but don't let it fool you. We've got some big changes in the weather pattern ahead. Very significant changes, too. That will be starting over the weekend, spilling into next week. We're talking about summer heat. A couple of days heading towards 90, too, believe it or not, as we head into early next week. We'll take a look at the 7-day forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. A back-and-forth protest took place outside of Congressman Brandon Williams.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Good evening. We're tracking a few sprinkles out there this evening as cooler weather works in. This is a little bit of lake effect rain. Yes, that is the thing. It's not just lake effect snow. Same process, just with warmer temperatures. And this will continue for the next couple of hours, but as drier air builds in, we do expect the weather to dry out. Again, a couple of sprinkles out there this evening and plenty of cloud cover. This is a live look in downtown Utica. Some breaks of sunshine today, but more clouds have arrived this evening. Skies will clear out tonight, and we're expecting a decent view later tonight with patience of the super blue moon. It's the second full moon in a month. It's also 10% bigger because it's closer to Earth in its orbit this time around. It rises at 7:53, but again, clouds early, but some clearing is expected. Probably your best bet of seeing it, it's going to be very early tomorrow morning. Rainfall outlook. Look at this. Dry weather. We're not expecting any rain over the next couple of days. That means good news if you're trying to get some hay baled over the next few days. Weather looks good for that beginning tomorrow. An extended period of dry weather that we've not seen much of in the month of August. And with the dry weather also comes the heat. It's going to gradually build over the next several days. We'll be into the upper 70s on Friday, into the 80s over the weekend. And right now, Labor Day looks like the first time we might hit 90. And I say the first time because we may have a string of these as we head into early September with a very strong signal in the weather pattern that looks like it's going to keep that warm weather around. Again, cool out there this evening, 64 degrees in Rome. But again, skies will be clearing out tonight, and that's going to set the stage for A cool night with a lot of places in the 40s. This is all in the wake of a cold front moving through. And again, skies do clear out tonight. Overnight lows drop down into the upper 40s. Looks like a beautiful and very comfortable day tomorrow, and it's going to feel like fall, but it's temporary. Temperatures climb into the upper 60s to low 70s, breezy conditions. Tomorrow night, another cool night. We're down into the 40s. On Friday, things start to warm up. Plenty of sunshine, and it will be noticeably warmer as high temperatures climb into the low to mid 70s. Again, another comfortable day, but again, things are going to be trending warmer as we head into the weekend. Cooling off tonight, low of 48, skies clear out. So again, should be able to see the full moon probably closer to midnight tonight and beyond. Tomorrow, a beautiful day, sunshine, comfortable, a light breeze, temperatures near 70 for the high. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Sunshine Friday, 78. Saturday, Sunday looking dry, partly to mostly sunny skies, temperatures in the low 80s. Hot and humid. Beginning Labor Day, temperatures close to 90, and that heat is going to stick around Tuesday and Wednesday. While it may not be a true heat wave, getting 3 days in a row of 90, it's going to be awfully close. And the other thing, besides the heat to really point out, no rain.
7 days of sun in a row.
I know. It feels like we're hitting the lottery. We'll see.
Let's just flip the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday over to this week. Let's go now.
I know. Got to be patient.
And we'll take it. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bill. All across the nation. Back to Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis checking out the MoCast tonight.
Yeah, we've been having quite a bit of rain here for the past couple of weeks, and it's been kind of a challenge to get that lawn cut. But the weather pattern looking ahead is going to give you a lot of opportunities to do that. And hopefully the grass won't be growing as quickly as we get into a much drier weather pattern. I know it's hard to believe after dealing with this for weeks and weeks and weeks, but that's the interesting thing about weather, is that it never stays the same. And we are looking at quite the change ahead. Our MoCast, by the way, is brought to you by Clinton Tractor. Looking at heading to the New York State Fair tomorrow. Should be a nice day for that. We really haven't had very much hot weather here. Actually, should be a very pleasant day tomorrow with temperatures in the low 70s out near Syracuse. Some sprinkles out there this evening, a few passing showers, and as those showers do arrive, it'll knock the temperatures down into the low 60s. But again, pretty comfortable out there if it's not raining. We're looking at mostly cloudy skies. Worth taking the dog out for a walk. Should be generally comfortable, although cooler weather for this time of the year. Vito is tonight's featured dog from Utica. And if you want to be part of this, head to Facebook. Just search for Bill's Buddies. We're tracking some hot weather in the extended outlook. A look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
All right, Bill, thank you. Coming up this weekend, back to...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're tracking scattered showers across central New York as some cooler weather drops in temporarily. Let's take a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. These showers are going to bring temperatures into the low 60s as they move in from the northwest, but they don't last for very long. I think a lot of these will be losing steam as the sun sets tonight, as they are driven by the heating of the sun. And we're seeing plenty of cloud cover out there. This is a live look in downtown Utica, overcast skies. These clouds are also caused by the heating of the sun. So as the sun sets tonight, skies are expected to gradually clear out. A significant change in the jet stream is expected over the next several days. The jet stream is a strong and fast-moving river of air in the upper atmosphere, and it's the storm track. It also separates cool temperatures from warm temperatures. This is what it's been looking like for a good portion of August. While a large portion of the country has been very hot, we here in the Northeast have not, and it's because our jet stream patterns look something like this. Things are going to rearrange themselves, though. The jet stream is going to lift to the north, and that hot weather that has been avoiding central New York spills in as we head into the weekend and beyond. We are due for a stretch of some very warm temperatures here as we head into the start of September. You can kind of see what's on the horizon here towards the end of the extended forecast here. 91 degrees on Monday, and then 88 looking ahead to Tuesday. So if you like the fall weather, enjoy the next couple of days. We're cool out there this evening. Barneveld 62, Old Fort 61. Across Southern Valleys, Hartwick 60 degrees. Frankfurt checking in with 68. Again, that cold front bringing clouds and a few sprinkles with it this evening. The winds turn into the north tonight, and we're going to see some generally pleasant and comfortable weather for the short term. Wanted to mention the leftovers of the hurricane now moving into South Carolina, North Carolina. As a tropical storm, this is going to stay to our south. No concerns here with that as it heads out to sea. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast tonight. We're looking at decreasing clouds. Temperatures drop down into the upper 40s. Tomorrow, sunshine, a beautiful day. Feeling like fall. Temperatures in the upper 60s to low 70s. Another cool one tomorrow night. Overnight lows drop down into the upper 40s. The weather starts to warm up on Friday. It's still pleasant, but it will be warmer than tomorrow with high temperatures expected to climb into the mid 70s. Tonight, cooling off, clearing out. Should be able to see a beautiful full moon in the sky tonight. Just not going to have a little bit of patience with the clouds hanging around this evening. We're down to 48, so you don't need the air conditioner overnight. Sunshine and comfortable tomorrow. Temperatures climb to near 70. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. 78 on Friday, sunny skies. Beautiful this weekend. Noticeably warmer, dry. High temperatures in the low 80s. It turns hot and humid on Labor Day, 91 for the high, and we are looking at a near heat wave early next week, 88 Tuesday, 90 degrees, sunshine on Wednesday. Coming up at 6 o'clock, tonight is the night with the blue moon. It's not just any blue moon, it's a super blue moon. I'm going to let you know when you can start to see it and why this is so significant coming up. Stay with us.
Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Tracking some lake effect rain showers. Yes, that is a thing. Cooler weather this evening producing some scattered showers. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. As the sun sets, these showers will lose a lot of steam. And along with the cloud cover, we do expect conditions to clear out as we head throughout tonight. But it's going to be a cool night. Our current temperature is 64 degrees. We had a cold front roll through earlier, and the winds have turned into the west. It's going to bring in less humidity and cooler temperatures here as we head into tonight as well as tomorrow. Looks like a beautiful day tomorrow. Feeling a touch like fall, but don't let your guard down. It's not here to stay. We are looking at a significant change in the weather pattern, and it's going to feel like the middle of summer as we head into early next week. This evening, a passing shower, temperatures in the 60s, breezy conditions. Again, some warmer and drier weather is expected as we look ahead. Look at the forecasts coming up. Jason, back to you.
All right, Bill, thank you. A back-and-forth protest took place outside Congressman Brandon Williams' Utica office.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We are tracking a few scattered showers across central New York this evening. Let's take a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. If you're heading out, not a bad idea to grab the umbrella. The showers are being created from Lake Ontario, some lake-enhanced showers from some cooler weather. These will not last all evening long. As the sun sets, a lot of these showers are being driven by the heating of the sun. And so past sunset, we do expect a gradual decrease in showers as well as clouds will be clearing out. So sky's looking pretty ominous this evening. This is a live look in downtown Utica. But again, as the sun sets, we will start to see some clearing and we should be able to see tonight's full moon. And it's a special moon. It's the second full moon of the month. And it gets a special name. It's a blue moon. It's also a super moon, because the moon is closer to Earth at this point in its orbit, and it will look and appear bigger and slightly brighter. It'll rise tonight at 7:53, and it'll set tomorrow morning at around 6:49. Maybe a little tricky to see this initially in the evening time, but again, with some patience, I do think you'll be able to spot it in tonight's sky. The jet stream pattern is changing. It's been very persistent and stuck in a cool pattern in the northeast throughout the month of August. The jet stream, recall, is a fast-moving river of air in the upper atmosphere. It's the highway for storms, and it also separates cool air from warm air. This is going to lift to the north, and the heat that's been building in the Midwest and has been out elusive for central New York will eventually spill in as we head into early September It's a significant change in the weather pattern, and when big things change, it's a little bit easier to track. Looking at that pattern change taking place early next week. Look at that, 91 on Monday. We may have consecutive days of the upper 80s to near 90 heading into early September. Old Fort 61, Curtis Corners 61 degrees, Mohawk 67, across Southern Valleys, Westford 67, Worcester checking in with 68 degrees. It's going to be a cool night tonight as skies do clear out. We'll drop down into the upper 40s. Looking to the south, the now tropical storm Idalia moving into South Carolina, North Carolina. Still a lot of heavy rain, a lot of tornado warnings with this along the coastline. This stays to the south. That cold front that came through earlier is going to keep that storm well to our south, so no worries with that locally. Tonight, clearing skies, cool overnight lows in the upper 40s. It'll feel like fall tomorrow. It should be a beautiful day. Sunshine, a light breeze, low humidity, temperatures near 70 for the high. Tomorrow night, another cool night. We're down into the upper 40s. And then Friday looks like a nice day. Plenty of sunshine, and we'll warm up. Temperatures climbing to the upper 70s. Cooling off tonight, clearing out down to 48. Tomorrow, sunshine, a gorgeous day, a high of 70. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Sunshine on Friday, 78. Big story going forward, the warm weather. In the low 80s Saturday and Sunday, and then it turns hot and humid beginning Labor Day, lasting into early next week. In addition to the heat, it's looking dry, so this weather pattern, a massive change looking ahead.
We could use a massive. All right, sounds good. Thanks, Bill. Still to come on News Channel 2 at 6, our high school football camp tour. I'm Jason Powlis. Thank you for joining us tonight. Idalia unleashing fury on Florida. It made landfall today at a Category 3 hurricane, bringing dangerous winds and life-threatening storm surge. At least one person died in the storm. Idalia now shifting northeast, taking aim at Georgia as a tropical storm, and the heavy rains causing inland waters to overflow, triggering widespread flooding. Gloria Pasmino is in Crystal River, Florida, tracking the storm and has the details in our top story tonight.
Hurricane Idalia pummeled Florida's Gulf Coast, bringing winds of up to 125 miles per hour. The gusts strong enough to topple trees by this house in Perry, Florida.
No! We're seeing a lot of wind damage.
The powerful Category 3 hurricane making landfall Wednesday and unleashing heavy rains and triggering record-breaking storm surge. Streets along the coast swallowed by water.
This is the rest of town. It's water for as far as you can see.
Hundreds of thousands of homes are without power in Georgia and Florida, and the widespread flooding forcing major highways like US 19 in Citrus County to close.
This road is shut down in major portions of my county right now due to the storm surge that we're seeing.
Several thousand homes along the coast in Pasco County now underwater.
We have water at least 18 inches or higher that have gone into these homes.
Idalia turned northeast to Georgia as a Category 1 hurricane and then a tropical storm, unleashing heavy rains and strong winds. All of Georgia is now under a state of emergency.
It's a dangerous storm. People need to prepare.
In Crystal River, Florida, I'm Gloria Pasmino reporting.
Time now for a first look at the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis. Let's put Idalia aside and talk about the super blue moon tonight.
It's not just a full moon, but it's a blue moon, second of the month. It's also super. It is a super moon, Jay. 10% bigger, closer to Earth this time around. It is in the night sky. You've got to exercise some patience because we have cloud cover, but you will be able to see it. Let's take a look at the radar this evening. We're tracking some showers across central New York. There's a lot less of them now than there was before. That would be earlier this evening, but again, a sprinkle still moving through. Drier weather is building in, so skies are clearing out to the north. And again, with some patience tonight, should be able to catch the full moon as skies become clear overnight. That also means temperatures are going to cool off. We're sitting at 60 degrees at Griffiths and Rome with partly cloudy skies. And tonight, it's going to be a cool night. Overnight lows are expected to fall into the upper 40s with, again, mostly clear skies. And again, cool conditions. You can leave the windows open. You don't need the air conditioner tonight. But you will later this week and into the weekend I've got to look at some much warmer temperatures ahead, and that's coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. Smokers are having a nicotine.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're taking a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. A few lingering showers continue, especially south of Utica, but skies are starting to clear out. Let's take a live look in downtown Utica. Behind this section of clouds is the full moon, and we've been getting some beautiful shots of it occasionally throughout the course of this evening. Right now, the clouds are in place. So if you're trying to look for the full moon, the supermoon tonight, exercise some patience. We've got a lot of great photos, though, so we know that a lot of people are able to see it, even if it is for glimpses at a time tonight. You can check out our Facebook page for some of those beautiful photos. The big story weather-wise is how things are going to be changing in a very significant way later this week. We've been in a very consistent jet stream pattern, which has brought cooler than average and wetter than average weather throughout the month of August in upstate New York, including central New York. The jet stream, recall, is an area of fast-moving wind in the upper atmosphere. It's the steering current for storms. It also separates the warm and the hot air, or the warm and the cool air, I should say. And this is the pattern that it's been showing here for the past several weeks. Well, there are signs moving forward that the jet stream is going to lift to the north and east. This is a major pattern change. And what this will do is it'll bring the hot weather that's been elusive in central New York. It's been mainly in the Midwest. It's going to spill it eastward. And so what does that mean for us? Close to a heat wave is expected to unfold beginning early next week. Have a look at the temperature trends here. You can see how things change going forward. We're close to 90 by Monday, and that's when it really starts to settle in. Temperatures look to stay in the upper 80s to near 90 degrees into early next week. Radar and satellite image, again, some scattered showers moving through. Cold front on its way. That's going to help deflect the rest of Idalia out to sea, and again, not cause any weather concerns locally. Tonight, clearing skies, overnight lows drop down into the upper 40s. It'll be a cool start to the day. Sunshine feeling like fall tomorrow with low humidity, a light breeze, and temperatures near 70. We'll drop down into the upper 40s tomorrow night, and then the weather will start to warm up as we head into Friday into the weekend. Cooling off tonight down to 48. Tomorrow, looking at sunshine, comfortable weather. Again, feeling like fall, temperatures near 70. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Much more summer-like Saturday, Sunday. Temperatures in the low 80s. Hot, humid Labor Day. Could be making a run towards a heat wave Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday next week with sunshine. In addition to the heat, the very dry weather. We haven't seen a stretch like this in a long time, not only with the heat, but also the absence of rain, which I think for many of us will be very welcome.
Look at that.
That's a great
Look
shot.
at that. Super blue moon.
Yeah.
Learn something new every day from you. All right, thanks, Bill. Well, as Idalia tears across Florida's Big Bend, FEMA and other government teams are already in the Sunshine State and in Georgia. President Biden spoke with Florida Governor DeSantis and signed the emergency declaration, clearing the way for funds in the hardest hit areas. NBC's Alice Barr has the latest.
Hurricane Idalia punishing Florida's coast. Sustained winds of 125 miles an hour at landfall, peeling away this gas station canopy.
It's pretty crazy out here.
And a storm surge of 10 feet or more, pushing a wall of water into places it's never been before. Idalia speeding up over land, but maintaining its intensity.
The trade-off is we get a little less rain maybe, but still enough rain to cause considerable impacts from flash and urban flooding, especially as we go into tonight and Thursday.
As the system pushes through.
This is an exceptional one, big one.
Residents in Cedar Key get a first-hand look at their soaked and battered town.
It doesn't look good. All of our commercial buildings downtown are underwater. A huge percentage of our homes have been inundated with water. You can see I'm standing in the middle of State Road 24 right now, and it's completely underwater.
Near Tampa, entire communities flooded. Paddleboards now the best way to get around.
Everything's underwater. It's like Venice, Italy.
Task force teams and first responders working through that water and into some of the hardest hit areas.
All 8 urban search and rescue teams are deployed. Our National Guard has folks in places like Taylor County. They're getting on scene there to do things like clear major pieces of the roads and get debris that has been knocked around.
But not knocked out, though in some places it will take months to recover. Jay Gray, NBC News, Gainesville.
Thank you for joining us. Hurricane Idalia made landfall along the Big Bend region of Florida's Gulf Coast this morning, causing flooding and major damage there. Now it's been downgraded to a tropical storm, but still lashing Georgia and the Carolinas tonight. Reporter Jay Gray has the latest details from Gainesville, Florida.
Good evening, and what a difference a day makes. A beautiful evening here in Gainesville. If you'd have told me that this morning when we were riding out this storm, I just wouldn't have believed it. Overnight into the early morning, we saw heavy rain, strong winds, but this storm, once it got over land, accelerated and moved through pretty quickly, allowing teams to get out, allowing repairs to start happening. Along the coastline, that's where Idalia made its most serious mark in Florida. It really ravaged the areas where it made landfall. A wall of water in some places 10 feet high or more, and there was that wind, 125 miles an hour sustained, that ripping apart some of those coastal communities as well. This was a well-organized, intense storm, and we know that because over land, pushing into Georgia, it was still a Category 1 hurricane. There, significant damage, flooding, down trees, and a mess in Georgia as it continued to push through. And the Carolinas now taking the beating. We've seen throughout the evening there tornado watches and warnings. They are getting some severe rain. We've seen water lapping up and over some of the seawalls there. This storm's going to continue to move, and what forecasters are saying is it's going to continue to pack this punch. It could, by late this evening or early tomorrow morning, begin to turn out and back over water where hopefully at that point it's going to fade away, but not without leaving severe damage in its wake. That's the latest from here in Gainesville. I'm Jay Gray. Back to you now.
Jay Gray reporting there. First look at your forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. We're talking about the super blue moon. Why is it super in blue?
Well, it's not actually blue, but it is blue. It's called a blue moon because it's the second one of the full moon, the second one of the month, and that's a rare thing. That's why it's once in a blue moon. It's also super because it's closer to Earth in its orbit. To get this combination of the two, it won't happen again until 2037. We're going to be pretty old.
I might be retired by then. Then again, I might not.
We'll see. We are tracking that moon out there tonight, too. Hard to spot. I know we've got clouds. We've been watching it from our tower cam, and we've been occasionally getting a few glimpses here and there. And it's been getting better over the last hour as skies are really trying to clear out. This is a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. A couple of sprinkles still showing up across the area, especially south of the Mohawk Valley, but we do get a chance to dry out tonight. And look at this, skies have cleared out at Griffiths and Rome. Our temperature 57 degrees. We'll drop down into the upper 40s tonight, and it will be on the cooler side. Very comfortable night. You can leave the windows open. We are tracking much warmer weather. A big pattern change is going to bring some summer heat to our region. We're tracking when that arrives, and that's coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. Smokers are having a nicotine.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. Welcome back. We are taking a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. A few sprinkles out there taking place this evening, especially south of the Mohawk Valley. Look at the moon. Finally starting to see that show up. This is a live look in downtown Utica, and again, getting some breaks in the overcast. The skies clear out. If you've been patiently looking for the moon and it's still cloudy, just give it a little bit more time. I think you'll have much better success as we head into the next hour or so. The big story weather-wise is the change in the jet stream and what it means for our local weather heading into the beginning of September. This is what it's been looking like for most of August. Recall the jet stream is a fast-moving river of air that is the superhighway for storms. It also separates cool weather from hot weather, and this is what it's been looking like for most of August. This is why upstate New York, central New York has just been denied some of that summer heat that a lot of other places in the country have been experiencing. Well, this pattern is going to change. We're seeing a significant disruption in the jet stream, pushing it far to the north. That's going to allow some of that really hot weather that's been evading central New York to move in just in time for the beginning of September. And this hot weather is likely going to linger around as we head into, again, the first week, maybe this second week of September. As you look at the temperature trends, you can see the beginning of that heat wave showing up on Monday, high temperature of 91. So look at the radar and satellite image. Again, a cold front moving through, providing for some dry weather tomorrow. This will also deflect the remnants, well, tropical storm Idalia, that's going to continue to move out to sea. And again, that cold front pushing it away from central New York. Tonight, looking at mostly clear skies. Overnight lows drop down into the upper 40s, so a cool start to the day tomorrow. Feeling like fall tomorrow afternoon. Low humidity, light winds. Temperatures climb into the low 70s. Tomorrow night, mostly clear skies. Overnight lows drop down into the upper 40s. And then Friday, we're looking at sunshine. High temperatures climb into the mid to upper 70s. Tonight, cooling off, low of 48. Sunshine tomorrow, comfortable afternoon. Again, low humidity, temperatures near 70. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Sunshine on Friday, 78. Temperatures in the low 80s Saturday and Sunday. It is going to be hot as we get into Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I hope you didn't take the air conditioner out or put the pool away, cover the pool, because, wow, summer's coming back.
Yeah, with a vengeance.
Yeah.
That's all right. We could, it's going to be plenty of time to be cold enough and drink your pumpkin spice some other time. All right. Thanks, Bill. Well, as Idalia tears her way across Florida's Big Bend, FEMA and other government teams are already in the Sunshine State and in Georgia. President Biden spoke with Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and signed an emergency declaration, clearing the way for funds to hit the hardest hit areas. NBC's Alice Barr has the latest.
As the devastation becomes clear along Florida's Big Bend, the vast need left by Hurricane Idalia is coming into focus. President Biden pledging full federal support.
We have to remain vigilant, and there's much more to do.
There are more than 1,500 federal workers on the ground, 500 for search and rescue. The Red Cross ready to provide shelter, while FEMA pre-staged well over 1 million meals and liters of water.
Our priority through the day today is to make sure that everybody is safe after this storm has passed. As we go into the next few days, we're going to want to assess what the total amount of damage is and see what immediate needs need to be put forth.
FEMA and President Biden coordinating directly with governors in the hurricane's path.
We got a lot of people that are going in, offering assistance from the state perspective.
Local mayors bracing for what's still to come, warning residents from Georgia to the Carolinas to hide from high winds.
We have to take this seriously
and run from rising waters.
For the flooding that we're experiencing right now, it has nowhere to recede to. And as that high tide, that king tide comes in, it's just going to bring more water.
Local, state, and federal resources at the ready as Americans cope with another devastating natural disaster. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.